What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gishath Park. I hope you're ready to get some dinosaurs on the battlefield. I had a lot of fun playing Gishath, so it felt kind of like when I was first getting into Magic. I don't really know how to explain it, but I just had a lot of fun playing Gishath. But before we jump into the deck tech, this is brought to you by IntegeoTraders.com. Whether you're looking for some dinosaurs for your own deck, or you're looking for a nice little Gishath Jeep to rent and kind of cruise around the park in, Integeo Traders has you covered. So let's start off with Gishath. We have Gishath, Sun's Avatar, 5 colorless, red, green, and white. He has Trample, Vigilance, and Haste. Then, whenever Gishath deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library, put any number of dinosaur creature cards from among them onto the battlefield, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. One of the ways that I definitely wanted to take Gishath was giving Gishath Double Strike, because if you give it Double Strike, that's going to be double the triggers. So I'm running Teamer Battle Rage, Boros Charm, Berserker's Onslaught. These are all going to be great utility cards in the deck. Even Boros Charm with the permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn. It's a great way to protect your creatures from a board wipe. And the Berserker's Onslaught is a great way to get some nice little incremental combat damage, just simply swinging in with some of your dinosaurs that you get on the battlefield, not due to Gishath's trigger. Just kind of get some nice little extra value. We're also running Duelist Heritage, Dinosaur Stampede, and Goring Ceratops. The Dinosaur Stampede is not double strike, but that +2/+0 and gaining trample to end of turn. It does kind of put you in a couple scenarios to where you've gotten a lot of dinosaurs out there, and you can really push in a nice little alpha strike with something like Dinosaur Stampede. And Goring Ceratops, giving all of your other creatures double strike until end of turn. Oh yeah, feels really good. Outside of that, we do have ways to kind of manipulate the top part of the library. If we're going for double triggers, we want to make sure we can stack it in our favor. So we're running Worldly Tutor, Sylvan Tutor. We have the Beast Tracker, which allows us to search up a specific creature to put on top. We're also running stuff like Reinforcements and Congregation at Dawn. Now, Congregation at Dawn is going to be one of the heavy hitters for the deck because it allows you to search your library for up to 3 creature cards, reveal them, and then put them on top in any order. So basically, it's just kind of 3 mana, 3 dinosaurs on the battlefield, which is always good. And then Reinforcements allows us to kind of bounce back from some sort of board wipe. We're going to be ramping a lot in this deck, so if Gishath does get sent back to the command zone due to a board wipe, Reinforcements is a great way to kind of restack the deck in our favor. These are some of the spell ways to kind of manipulate the top part of the library. We're running a few permanents that allows us to put some cards on top. We're running Scroll Rack. Sylvan Library is a great way for us to kind of dig deeper for some of our ramp spells, or simply just leave something on top, kind of shuffle it around. And they also have Pinnace, which is a really unique card. Choose a card from your hand, put that card on top of your library, prevent all damage from a black or a red source. So let's say that our opponent is not playing black or red, or there's no black or red source for us to target. Once we've dealt combat damage with Gishath, that trigger goes on the stack. So if we don't have anything to target with Pinnace, what we can do is once that trigger's on the stack, use Pinnace to target Gishath. We've already dealt the damage, it's not going to matter. And then we can kind of stack some of those creature cards on top of our library to make sure we get a nice little, good Gishath trigger. And then once again, Scroll Rack for 1 mana, exile any number of cards from your hand, kind of put them on top and look at a fresh look. Since we are running 3 colors, we're running a ton of fetch lands in here. So Scroll Rack's really going to be definitely a good card for the deck to help you kind of dig for a little bit more value, or just kind of get those big dinosaurs out of your hand and on top of your library. Now that we've covered kind of ways to put cards on top of the library, let's kind of cover some of the dinosaurs that had the best impact in my playtesting. Burning Sun's Avatar, Awakening Sun's Avatar, and the Verdant Sun's Avatar. These are all great dinosaurs to run in the deck. They do have very high casting costs, so if you can get these onto the battlefield with the Gishath trigger, that's great. But there's been a lot of times where I just simply hard cast Awakening Sun's Avatar to blow the entire board up and kind of clear the way for us to kind of push in with some nice little dinosaurs. And with Verdant Sun's Avatar, do not discount that gaining life. That is definitely against Anafenza. That was a nice little match right there, so be sure to check that video out. But yeah, Verdant Sun's Avatar, it's a great way once you get on the battlefield and we start flipping those Gishath triggers to really kind of get ahead on life total. And Burning Sun's Avatar, it's also a good thing to flip on the back end because it's going to enter the battlefield, it's going to deal 3 damage to target opponent, which you can kind of redirect over to Planeswalker, and then that 3 damage to 1 target creature, maybe you can kind of catch one of your opponent's creatures that blocked and already has some damage on it, and kind of send that one off to the graveyard. These were some of the value creatures that I really enjoyed in my playtesting. Ripjaw Raptor, just a solid commander card to begin with. 4 mana, 4/5 with the Enrage ability of drawing that card. If you can use some way to kind of start dealing damage to it and really increase that card draw, or just simply kind of eat some of your opponent's creatures who are swinging in and get some nice card draw off that. And Charging Monstersaur, 5 mana, trample, and a haste for a 5/5. There's a lot of times where you can just get this down and you might be able to give it double strike and have 10/10 coming across with trample, and that kind of adds up in the end. Outside of some of these heavy hitters, we are running a few more creatures in here that kind of manipulate our opponent's side of the board. Rampaging Ferociodon, it has menace, they can't gain life, and then whenever a creature enters the battlefield, deals 1 damage to that creature, which is a good way for us to get some, just kind of spread the damage out over the course of a game. Kanjali Sunwing is a great way to make sure our opponents enter the battlefield tapped and kind of clear the board for us to swing across. And then Territorial Hammer Skull was definitely really good in my playtesting. Whenever it attacks, tap target creature and opponent controls, kind of puts you into this position to where you can tap down one of your opponent's bigger creatures and clear the board to make sure you get those nice Gishath triggers. Raging Sawtooth and Regisaur Alpha, these are both great, just solid dinosaur cards to include in there. That Raging Sawtooth is a good way to get the enrage ability going, or just kind of clear the board out. Let's say you're playing against some sort of token build, or a lot of mana dorks. Let's say your opponent has a lot of mana dorks out there. Casting Raging Sawtooth is a great way to kind of clear the board of those little creatures that kind of just gunk the board up just a little bit. And Regisaur Alpha, other dinosaurs you control have haste, and it gets a 3/3 dinosaur token onto the battlefield. Great value for that. I love 2-for-1 cards like this card. In fact, it's got me kind of wanting to kind of play it in Modern. I don't know, I really enjoyed my time with the Alpha card. We did run a few utility creatures in here. We're running Otepec Huntmaster, Drover of the Mighty, and Priest of the Awakening Sun. Otepec's a good way to give some of our dinosaurs haste once we get them down. You know, if we're getting to the spots where we're casting our, 4 drops, 5 drops, 6 drops, and the Otepec Huntmaster is going to give us that nice reduced cost and allow us to swing in some of the creatures that don't have haste. Same thing with Drover of the Mighty. It gets +2 as long as we have a dinosaur, and then it's also a nice little mana dork. And the Priest of the Awakening Sun's a good way to kind of gain 2 life at the beginning. You know, get this down, turn 1. And you do have a dinosaur in their hand. It may be, you can probably gain about 10 life off Priest of the Awakening Sun unless somebody wants to deal with it. And then late game for 5 mana, sacrifice it, search your library for a dinosaur card, put it in your hand, and then shuffle your library. So pretty much an auto-include in any sort of Gishath deck, simply from that life gain and having that nice little tutor ability at the end of the game. These are the utility dinosaur creature cards that we're running in here. These are some of the utility cards that we simply have in here. So we have Pyrohemia, which is a great way to pay 1 red mana. You know, let's say we have this on the battlefield, we have Ripjaw Raptor, we can activate that 3 or 4 times and kind of draw 3 or 4 cards, which is great. Staff of Nin's going to be a good way for us to keep the card draw going into the late game, and having that nice little 1 damage target creature players, some good value off that. And with Warstorm Surge, if we need to squeeze every bit of damage we can out of the deck, get some nice, maybe 4 or 5 creatures on the battlefield with Gishath and go for a nice little Warstorm Surge up top. And the good thing about Warstorm Surge is that whenever it enters the battlefield, deal damage to target creature or player. So you can kind of spread that Warstorm Surge, spread the wealth out to your opponents at the board. And I'm sure they'll definitely appreciate that. And that's going to wrap up the deck tech. I do have 3 gameplay videos for you, so if you want to check those out, definitely head on over there. If you're looking for one to start with, I would suggest the Gishath versus Anafinza. I really enjoyed that game. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, if you enjoyed the deck tech, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.